have learned is you don't, as a preacher, you have to be very careful when you are looking in the congregation.
That's true.
To identify your you got to be very careful.
Yeah.
You know, you got to let God do that. So I don't look in the congregation.
Of a marriage that did not work the way you thought.
Yeah.
It changes everything. It's painful. You know, I just bought a piece of property. First piece of property. In the contract, Devon Franklin, an unmarried man. I might have well broken down. Because I never saw this moment. When we said I do, there was never a moment when we were thinking I don't. So to live in the I don't,
that's pain.
you don't know what it's like until you do.
Ooh, not Devon Franklin dropping a new bombshell about his marriage to Meagan Good. When she stepped out on the red carpet with that big old diamond on her finger and an even bigger smile, with Jonathan Majors looking like he's finally escaping the PR nightmare that he's in, Meagan announced that she and Jonathan were engaged. But folks found it real hard to believe their relationship was the real deal and are finding it even harder to wrap their heads around the thought of these two actually tying the knot. Word on the street is that their engagement is just the latest PR move to clean up Jonathan's image a bit more before the release of his upcoming Disney project. Child, the streets are saying that this engagement only happened after Meagan's contract with him was upgraded and she's now getting a much bigger check. And the comment that Devon just made about the whole engagement conversation confirmed to people that this might just be another high-paid sham of a relationship. I'm not sure y'all are ready for this hot, stinking mess I'm about to spill, but here goes nothing.
And I had to accept that if this isn't something I've chosen, but it's something that God has allowed, then God has allowed it for a good reason. And I think that we both have grown from it tremendously. I think that now I think that at the time I was so mad at Devon, but now I think what he did.
It looks like Meagan's finally moved on from Devon to being madly in love with Jonathan Majors. I mean, you did see that stunning yellow princess cut engagement ring she was flaunting on that red carpet, didn't you? And I gotta say, Mrs. Meagan Majors has got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, it's the best feeling. It's the best feeling. Yeah.
Jonathan, 2 engagements? 1 wasn't good enough. 2? How did you do it?
2 proposals. That's moving my heart, brother. You know me, I'm crazy. I just yeah, that love either way. Amen.
But until they skip down the aisle and say I do, people are not going to stop calling this relationship a PR show. Sources say that the two of them had broken up and Jonathan was preparing to release his latest Oscar-worthy movie and was finally moving on with his life, only for them to turn around and show up at the Ebony 100 Gala together with Meagan flashing a beautiful new accessory. But no matter how much she made those doughy golden retriever looking eyes at Jonathan, and they both gushed about their engagement and even threw in the idea of kids in there to make it seem legit, folk are not buying it. Meagan came into the picture at a time when Jonathan really needed it most, when he got accused of DV and was losing all of them deals left, right, and center, baby. Out of nowhere, or at least to us anyway, she became his Coretta Scott King and really held him down, especially when it looked like she didn't have anything to gain from doing so. If they are honestly and truly in love and happy, baby, more power to them. But let's call a spade and tell things as they are. Jonathan clearly has a type. Blonde hair, blue eyes, slim figure. You get the picture. And he was getting that bag in deals and was the hottest name on the block. Those were the women he had on his arms and in his life. But when he was a mess and going through all that stress and caught that case, he decided to run back to black women. And now he's never been in love like this. Look, I ain't trying to say nothing, but if it looks like a duck, moves like a duck, and quacks like a duck, it certainly ain't no chicken, okay?
Girl, I think that Meagan Good is playing with her name. He is attaching himself to her image in a time when his image is in the trash.
This whole relationship looked like a show from the start because Meagan does make him look good. She can act, she's well respected, and certainly a household name in the black community. Their relationship together, if you've noticed, really overshadowed any of the bad press that he may have gotten with that case from his ex. Meagan really rehabilitated his image. His career was on the upswing again, and people have embraced him. And some people fear that Jonathan is gonna go back into the circles that he really wants wants to be in and leave her behind. Word on the curb is that even though they are engaged, this is still a PR relationship, and both of them are waiting for when they can finally be single again and go about their business. Jonathan's movie, based around his Disney character Kang, has been shot and ready to be released, and Disney is waiting to see what this PR move will do and if it'll be enough to finally push his career in the right direction before they greenlight the release of this project. But Meagan and Jonathan showing their love in such a big way, and even claiming that kids might be in the picture, has gotten Devon Franklin feeling some type of way. He's in a new relationship too, but hearing Meagan talk about never being loved like this and finally wanting kids when he was waiting 9 years for her to be ready to have kids with him definitely leaves a sour taste in his mouth. When they got divorced, sources from both Meagan and Devon claimed that it had been a long time coming because their schedules always kept them away from each other. But honestly, that seems a bit silly because they had 10 years to figure out how those schedules were going to work for them. Meagan was still a secular hottie actress type who was used to doing things a certain way and didn't really want to change too much about herself, especially just to be accepted by folk passing judgment on her. And Devon was more conservative, a preacher with a very public platform and image. Devon was very supportive of her and even put folk in their place when they got a little bit too happy having an opinion about the way that she dresses. Even when she took roles with provocative scenes that may have made him a little bit uncomfortable, he allowed her to do her thing. I'm not saying Meagan didn't give up some things, but people speculate that she really could never fit the idea of the church wife that Devon had in mind. And one of those things that they just couldn't agree on was kids. According to some sources, Meagan was always on the fence about being a mom, and Devon allowed her to do her thing until it got to the point that he wanted kids sooner rather than later, and she still wasn't ready to take that step.
In the beginning, I was like, I think I want to be a mom. And then when we first got married, I was kind of like, wait, do I want to do this because I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do? And then from the moment you get married, everyone's like, when are you having kids? When are you having kids? And you're like, I don't know. I just got married. And the great thing is Devon has always been like, okay, like I'll let you have your process and who knows what that process will bring. And for me, it was really like, do I want to do this? And for a minute I was like, I don't know that I do want to be a parent.
Now she's doing this with Jonathan Majors. Oh yeah, that hurt Devon a bit.
I think that everything we go through brings something completely different out of us. I still want to have kids, and I'm still going to have kids, and I one day would like to get remarried and all the things. And then what's supposed to come will come. The rest is up to God, but we just got to do.
And he isn't the only one feeling some type of way about the engagement news. Quote, Meagan got rid of the preacher and went right into the hands of Jonathan Majors, the abuser, literally from bad to worse. And now she's engaged? LOL. I wish you the best, my sister. End quote. And another, quote, I don't know. They always find black women when ish hits the fan. End quote. Also, quote, I just don't understand Meagan. This man loves white women, had a child by one, and now his career is over by one. She's his Coretta now, but wait till this mess clears up. He's back with his milk. End quote. But honestly, if y'all think that this relationship is the real deal, make sure you share your thoughts in the comments. And don't you dare click off without liking and subscribing. You hear me? And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies.